Hey y'all, what's really good? Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my channel if you're new. Hey girl, hey, I'm Sharronrenee. I do hair reviews, wig reviews, how-to videos regarding hair, and an occasional vlog. And in today's instance, I'm going to be doing another starting an online business video. This one will be talking about vendors, logos, website design, and things of that sort. So if you're interested, grab a pen and a book, a notebook that is, and keep on watching. Okay, so before we even get into all of that stuff, if you're a subscriber, then you already know I have an online business. The store's name is All Things Beauty, and if you don't know, now you do. It's All Things Beauty, and originally it was meant to be a physical location, but I changed my mind. And it was supposed to be like a more glamorous upscale version of a beauty supply store, without all of the clutter. You know, like you go into beauty supply stores and they just look so cluttered, so overwhelming. Like, no, my vision was to have all things beauty and all things that, you know, entail beauty and the beauty aspect and all of that stuff, but just not with all of the clutter and all of the unnecessary stuff. So I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary, and I'm in the process of rebranding. I cannot wait. It's gonna be kind of like 70% new inventory. Like, I'm not going to get rid of every single thing, but majority everything is going to go, and I'm going to get new inventory. I can't wait to add in some categories, because I don't know, well, if you ever been to my site, then you see, like, I have it set up in categories so it's not messy and all over the place, because the name is All Things Beauty for a reason, because I want to sell all things beauty. So that gives me a lot of room to grow, to add in more things. So the way I got the website set up is in categories. So I'm excited to add some new categories. I'm just excited for like the whole rebrand. I'm really excited. I'm in the process of testing out new stuff and, you know, trying out some new vendors and stuff like that. So I'm really excited. This wig is available on shopallthingsbeauty.com. Shameless plug. And these lashes as well. Get into them. This is style Hypnotized, so make sure you go check out shopallthingsbeauty.com. okay, I always leave the link in the description box, and I always got discount codes on deck for y'all, okay, because the people on YouTube, y'all, the truth, okay? So discount codes is always linked in the description box. Yeah, that's a little bit of backstory about me and my business. So now let's get into the stuff. So hopefully you have your notebook and your pen, which I do. And I wrote some things down because he get real chatty, okay? I could talk forever. So I have a notebook to keep myself on track and stick to like topics, so this video is not too long. So first up, we could talk about logos. Now, one of the sites that you can go to is Fiverr, okay? Fiverr for your logo if you don't want to do it yourself. As I said, I'm rebranding, and initially I was trying to outsource for like a new logo because I created my first logo myself. And so for the second one, I wanted something more elaborate, and I didn't want it to be text based. I wanted it to be like kind of like a mix between like a cartoon image thing and like sketch, if that makes sense. I mean, I guess it don't, but it's in my mind. It was in my mind. I didn't see anything like it, but it was in my mind, and I wanted it to look a certain way. Anyways, I wanted to outsource, so I was trying out Fiverr. I heard a lot of great things about Fiverr, so I was trying out Fiverr, and I reached out to a couple of people. You know, you kind of got to look through a lot of different types of artists, because if you don't know, then Fiverr is like basically a website for like freelance artists. And you know, when you looking for somebody to create your logo, if you do go with Fiverr, then you'll have to really like look through a lot of people. So I took my time. I looked through a lot of people, looked at all of their work and their portfolios and all of that stuff, and I found a couple of people that had really great work. I reached out to them and they ghosted me. Well, it was 3. 2 of them ghosted me because, as I just tried to explain to y'all, it's really hard for me to explain the idea that I had in my head, and they were like, sis, we don't know what you're talking about, peace. However, I'm not speaking against Fiverr and saying that like it's not a good site, because I do think that it's so many different types of people up there who won't ghost you and some who will, but I think that if you want somebody else to create your logo, that's where you need to go. Fiverr.com. Okay, another thing that I forgot to mention on Fiverr is you can say what your budget is and then they'll work based on that. So that's really good. Now, if you're more of a DIY type chick like me, and don't really like depending on people, then I would say Canva is good. I did my first logo on Canva, and I did my second one on Canva as well, like for my rebrand. I won't show y'all yet, but stay tuned for that. But I feel like Canva is free. I mean, they do have something that you could like pay to get like extra stuff, but for the most part, Canva is free, and they have a lot of templates where you could like really do it yourself. Like, well, not do it yourself. They have a lot of templates where you could really like make it your own. So I think Canva is really good if you are you know, you don't want to pay somebody and you are pretty creative. Then I really think that Canva would be like the best option for you. Like I said, I used Canva the first time and the second time, and I feel like I'm glad that it worked out that way, because I don't really like having to wait and rely on somebody else to do something, like especially something like my logo, especially when you have to pay vendors. Okay, so I found my wig vendor from like a Facebook group. So I don't know if, I know it probably sounds like Facebook groups, like what? But it is very, very helpful, because the group, like if you search Facebook for your whatever industry you're trying to like start a business in, whether it's like lashes or phone cases or whatever it is, if you search Facebook, I'm pretty sure they'll have a group that is very similar to like what you're trying to start, and you could join a group. Some of them you gotta like get approved to be able to join a group, but it's really, really helpful. It's a lot of all of the same people trying to do what you're trying to do that have insight into like what vendors you could use, and you know, like who got the best prices and like all of that kind of stuff. Is really, really helpful. That's how I found my wig vendor, who I still use to this day, and it's just amazing. Like, he's amazing. So, and that group is amazing. So I definitely recommend going to Facebook and trying to find some groups that are in your industry, because they have like whoever runs the group or starts the group, they have like folders that will have like a lot of different information about like what you need to do to even get started, or like just for wherever you may be in your business, or wherever you may be in starting your business. They have a lot of tips to help you go beyond the point that you at, or like go further, or if you haven't even started yet. It's just very, very, very informative. And I know it sounds like, girl, a Facebook group, but girl, I'm telling you, like, I'm a part of a Facebook group, and I've gotten so much wisdom and insight from like the people who are here where I'm trying to get to, and giving me advice and encouragement and all of that kind of stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's really, really helpful. Second, when I was first starting out, literally Google. I used like, oh, girl, when I tell you I Google everything. Google is your best friend. Google, 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 Google. Okay, Google is amazing. It's there for a reason. It's the best search engine ever. When I first started out, literally I was Googling everything. I literally would type in Google wholesalers for beauty supply products, for beauty supply store products, like beauty supply store wholesalers, like literally. And I had a lot of information. Now, however, I do feel like I didn't really go with a lot of the sites that I found for wholesalers, because, you know, they had too high of like a requirement to get an account. But that's just for like that industry. Like, I feel like for all different types of other industries, you will be able to probably find some great wholesalers just off Google alone. Google is amazing, so don't sleep on Google. Yes, you will probably have to search through many pages, but like, if you're not willing to do that for your business, then what you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not willing to really go and hunt to find out the information that you need to find out to get your business started or to grow your business or to get to where you're trying to go, then it's like, what we really talking about though? Don't sleep on Google. Google everything. Google until your heart is content. Okay? Google. And last but not least, for vendors, Alibaba. Now, with Alibaba, you really have to, it's not just enough to like look through the pages to find a vendor. Like, you gotta try out a lot of different samples. Like, for instance, if you're starting out a wig company or whatever, and you are, you know, trying to find a vendor on Alibaba for wigs, you can't just look through the list and be like, okay, well, this seems like they got pretty good stuff, I'm gonna go with this vendor. Like, no, you gotta get some samples. You gotta test out the product. You gotta make sure that it will uphold and that it's good enough. Because you can't just choose somebody and then say, I want to get a bulk order of this, and then it's not good. You know what I'm saying? So even like, so I'm saying that to say, like, you have to search through the pages first to even find people that you want to get samples from. But then you also have to try out a whole lot of samples before you find that, like, that perfect vendor. Well, not that perfect vendor, but like that, yeah, that perfect vendor before you find that perfect vendor. So it does take a lot of work to like search through all of the people on Alibaba, because it is so many different vendors on there. And you, like I said, you gotta search through all of the pages, take your time and really like read up on like how many transactions they got. Make sure they got trade assurance. Make sure that they are verified. Make sure that like just make sure that they've been in business for a little bit of time. You know, you want them to be like a little bit seasoned. And just really search through the pages, like search, and then even when you do find one person, don't settle on that person. Like, okay, send an inquiry to that person, and then keep on looking and keep on looking. Find about at least like 5 to 8 to 10 different vendors that you are interested in. Get some samples from each of them and see which is best. It's very important, and it is time consuming, but like, this is your business, like this is your brand. You want to make sure that you could fully stand behind all of the things that you sell. You know what I'm saying? So you really want to make sure like, okay, I've tested this out, I love it, it's amazing, it's good quality, and I'm confident in it, and this is what we going with. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being like, I don't know, like I kind of don't really for real know what this is really about, because I didn't really test it for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? So just really take the time, the energy, and the effort to really put into finding the right thing. But the thing about Alibaba is a lot of the vendors, like, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, even to make an, I don't know this for a fact, but if I remember correctly, even to make an account, you have to have an EIN. Or if you don't have to have the EIN to make the account, then a lot of the vendors do require you to have your EIN. So that's the one thing, which most vendors do. Like, a lot of vendors do require you to like actually have a registered business and have an EIN. You're not there yet, like where you got your business registered, you got your EIN, then just, you know, when you do get there, then you know, like, you got much more options, because a lot of vendors do require you to have that, because they just want to make sure you ain't just some random person being like, I want to get the stuff for the wholesale price, but it's really for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, now website design. If you've seen my last video on starting a business, then you already know your girl loves Shopify. Okay, I use Shopify for my website. I love Shopify. Shopify is amazing. I think that I kind of briefly touched on Shopify before, but I didn't go into like the amazingness as far as like creating your website. Now, Shopify has so many different templates that you could choose from, so many free ones that are nice and clean and just like amazing. So I mean, you can pay for like the templates that are like a little bit extra and a little bit more advanced, but they do have great ones to just start out with that are free, and that's great, because with the template, literally you'll just go in and customize it to how you want it to be, you know, like with the fonts and the coloring and like the placement of things and all of that stuff. But as far as like the structure of the website and how it is run, it's kind of already set up and integrated, and it's amazing. Like literally all of that coding and stuff like that, like you don't have to do any of that. Like it's already done. It's already done. Like I love that. It made the website process so much easier, because like I said, you do got to go through like more of a strenuous process when finding your vendors and testing out your products and all of that stuff. So when it comes to like anything where it'll kind of save you some time and energy, is amazing, and Shopify really does do that. And when I tell you, I can't reiterate it enough, it's very simple to assemble a website. So you do have to pay a monthly fee of $29, but to me it's worth it because it's just like hassle free. When I say hassle free, I mean hassle free. I love Shopify. Shopify also gives you like a 14-day free trial, so like that's amazing too, because literally you could like play around with the back end of it and like play around with like the design of your website before you even like pay anything to see how to do it. So if you are about to start a business and you don't really have a website set up with anybody yet, please try that 14-day free trial with Shopify. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. Also, what I just found out about Shopify is they offer funding. I did not know this. This just adds on to how amazing Shopify is. And again, I don't know if all website development platforms do this, because I don't have a website with other website development platforms. I have a website with Shopify. But literally one day I logged on to like the back end of the store, and it was like, you're eligible for X amount of funding. And it was like, am I really? Like, it's amazing. So like they offer you funding. I guess like it has to be like your store has to be up and running for a certain amount of time before they offer you the funding, but they offer you the funding. So if you want to expand or you want to rebrand or whatever it is that you want to do, they do offer you funding. Now me myself, I'm not gonna like take the funding because I just feel like it's not really necessary. However, but if you do want to, there is the option to do that. When I seen that, I was like, I did not think that I could love you anymore, but I do. That's pretty much all that I have for right now as far as like starting an online business. I'm undecided if I want to kind of like keep doing these types of videos, and you know, as I'm starting to rebrand, I'm having to kind of like do a lot of the same stuff over that I did when I first started. So that's what kind of like sparked me to do this video. Let me know like if this video was helpful, if you took anything away from it. Also let me know like what type of businesses y'all trying to start, and you know, what kind of luck or bad luck you've had so far. Drop that in the comments and let's encourage each other, because it is hard and it's not a walk in the park, and it does take work and effort and energy and constant thinking. So you know, I encourage y'all to keep pushing forward. Don't give up. It is a great reward at the end of like this whole long strenuous process. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if it was helpful and if you liked it, and please subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Do not forget to subscribe before you leave, and enjoy the rest of your week, your weekend, whatever it may be, and great blessings and luck to you on whatever business endeavors you are starting. I hope everything comes together beautifully for you. Yeah, peace and blessings.